Okay, so today we're going to be making these cases. Now, I measured this to my size of paper, which is one of the Dollar Tree Scribble pads, okay? I'm making these for my grandbabies. I already made this one. The strap's too long. This is the boys, thank God, because he's bigger, but I'll adjust that in the other one, but I have it upside down. Either way, this is their Scribble pad. It slides down in here. And then this is his pins. Now hers will be a little bit different because she's not got pins, but she may later. So I'm still going to put one of these down here, but not on the top. The top's going to be different to hold her crayons, okay? So this is what we're going to be doing. This was fun. Anyways, this is the pattern. And it is 13.5 this way. And it's 20 3/4 inches this way. Okay? And the strap is not 16 by 22. That was, I'll figure that out in a minute, but that was way too long. But I mean 6, but it will be 6. So I cut out the 2 pieces that I need, and then I cut out a piece of this stabilizer. Now this is supposed to be tear-away stabilizer, but it does not tear very well, and I hated it. So I use it when I'm making bags sometimes, and I ironed it first. And then, so it'd make it flat, and then I just pin my fabric to it and cut around my fabric, okay? So now I got those pieces, and I'm going to make the little pocket, all right? So how I do that is I fold my pattern exactly in half, okay? Has to be exactly in half. And that is not. That's tape in half. All right. I had to tape mine because I cut it. You know. And then when I get that in half, I fold this 3 inches down. So that's 3 inches down. But hers is going to be a little shorter. So then you take your fabric and you put right sides together. Okay? You want right sides together. And then you are going to lay your pattern down. Either way, it doesn't matter. But you're not going to cut this, okay? You're not going to cut this top. This is, like I said, a little bit short, which is alright. And this is going to hold in the scribble pad, okay? So I'm just going to pin this down and then cut around it. Y'all know how to cut fabric, I'm sure. So I cut this out and I pinned it, and then this is where the stitches is going to be, and I'm just going to move my needle all the way over and then run it up against the edge of my foot, because you want as small a seam here as you can, but you still want to catch the fabric. This is left open. This is your fold. Right sides together, sew down both sides. When you sew it, flip it inside out, push your corners out, and iron it flat. Get your seam as close to the outside as you can. Now you can roll this, push it out with your fingers, and just, you know, rub it and get your crease out as far as you can. Or you can use a tool, whatever is best for you. Just get your seam out. Now I have folded a 9-inch square, which would make it 4.5 tall, and this is for pins or markers or whatever, and I just put this down and trimmed it to size to be the same as that, and I'm going to sew here and sew here just like I did the other one, flip it and iron it. Now I'm fixing to make the easiest little pocket in the world, okay? I have a piece of fabric in half, so it's like 14 by 15 square. It's a 14 by 15. Fold it in half, right sides together, okay? And now I want a rounded top. So I'm going to fold it in half again, and I'm simply going to, ain't that beautiful? It's pioneer ribbon. Oh my God, let me show y'all. I found this at Walmart the other day. Oh, I was so excited. That's too small. Let me get my terracotta pot. So I'm just going to take and put this here. And I'm going to use my cutter. And I'm going to cut around the terracotta pot. Maybe. That's easier said than done, y'all. But anyway, I see my line, so I'll just cut it now. That thing's too thick. Sometimes I do stuff and think, what were you thinking, girl? You crazy? But anyway, it all works out, see? I got it off. Alright, now we're going to take this, okay? And I'm going to leave it open probably about here to here, okay? And I am going to sew both sides just so it looks, well, no, I'll just start here, go around, sew down, and then stop here, start back here, and finish off, okay? I sewn it, and I ironed it, and I'm going to flip this up, and your seam is right here, but it's going to be okay, because we're going to close that. I'm just going to flip this up to where I want it, and then this will be my little top, and what we're going to do is we are going to mark this, because we're going to be sewing this on right here. Okay, so I'm going to put a mark right here and right here. And this is my pin that heats and comes off. So I'm going to top stitch all the way around to right here so that this is looks like the rest of this when I sew it on. And then since she is little, I'm going to be adding Velcro, okay? And I'm going to do this with hopefully a glue stick. So this will come down. This will be right here. This will come down to here. Let me get this even. This is how I do things, y'all. Alright, so I'm going to need my Velcro right here. And I'm going to put this one down here. And then you're going to need it right here. Make sure it's right now. Oh, a love of Pate. Right here. And this one will be right here. Needs to come up just a hair. Oh, that's perfect. Alright, let me let that set. And I'll pick up my cap and then I'll go sew this. And we have our little pocket ready to sew on. So we'll put that to the side. Now we got to do the straps before we start the assemble. So the first one, the little boy, my grandson, I had the straps way too long. So I think these handles, this length right here would be perfect. So this is, let me see. I got so much junk up here. I do apologize. Oh, there went my doodad. It's a work in progress and I've been doing a lot of stuff. But anyway, 20 inches long. So you're going to be 20 inches. And you're going to do, what did I have? 6 inches. Because we're going to be folding to make these straps more sturdy. Okay? So you want 6 inches width by 20, I think I had. I think I did my grandson's 24, and that was like, what was I thinking? I don't even know. But anyways, you're going to just cut these 6 wide. and you'll need 2 of them. I need a new blade. Okay, now to do the strap, let me even this off. I can't stand that. Yep, I need a new blade. Okay, you're going to take these straps, okay, and this makes the strap sturdier to make it thicker. Y'all don't pay attention to me, just flinging stuff out. I'll vacuum later. Okay, you're going to fold it into the middle, okay, and then I'll iron that down. Then I'll fold this one into the middle, well, into the middle, don't have to be perfect, and then fold them 2 together and iron these, okay? I'm going to do both of those that way. I've ironed my straps, and I'm just going to sew down each side just to make sure that they're sealed, and they're not the same width, but that's okay. Now if you want them shorter, they'll be about this long. I don't know. Oh, about the same as my grandson. Let me shorten these, okay? We don't want that big old handle. We really don't. We just want a little handle for her to carry it. Good Lord, yeah. Make them 15 inches long. See, I correct my mistakes. So just cut them off, make them 15 inches long, okay? Not 20. Make them 15. Alright, let me go sew my straps. Now it's assembly time. There's my straps. They're all sewn. So we'll put these over here. We want our pocket. We want all this out of the way. We want 1 piece of fabric, which would be this one. And you want your paper or your stabilizer, whatever you have. Now, I want this right like this. Match it with my stabilizer, nice. Now, this is going to be what holds our paper in. So you want the open part toward the bottom. And you want to find the middle of this, okay? Because you're going to have a space over here. Get the middle an easy way. Nope. I don't know what I've done that for. Alright, there's the middle. Okay. So there's my middle. Let me mark it. Somewhere around like that right there. Okay, now you're going to leave the raw edge toward the bottom. And see, this will fit. And when you do your top stitch, now is when you go barely on the edge. And this will slide in right nice. So I'm using pins because you can't very well get a clip on here. So I'm just going to pin these suckers down. And then I'm going to sew them down. And like I said, you want this right on the edge. Okay. As close as you can. And then I'm going to place my pocket. Now I can't pin this side because I'll hit it. But I pin this side. Now I want my pocket right here. Okay, right about right here. I got strings all over it. So I'm going to take this up. And I'm going to pin this up so it doesn't flop down. And then I'm going to make sure these are together. as close as, you know, they could possibly be. Now this is where my my goodness, it's open, so it has a little leeway right there, but it's okay. When I go sew it, I'm going to start right here and go down and all across the bottom and then up the side, leaving this open. That way my top will flop down like an envelope, you know. I'll have a stitch about right there. So it'll be about 9. So I'm going to go every 1.5 inches and make a line, okay? Every 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to have my stitch right here. So it's pretty much even. So then all I'm going to do is draw my lines even. And I'll start here and sew my lines. And this is how your pins are going to go in. Okay, now you should have this. And we're just going to pray this slides down in here, which I had no problem with his. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, I got this sewn on. And like I said, it holds pens, pencils. They just, it's going to take a minute to, you know. You can also use elastic and just sew your elastic on. And then take and put little lines in that. And that stretches to give you more, you know, flexibility, putting your pins and whatnot in. And I was going to do that. And then there's her little pocket. And look, she even has a hidden pocket. Ain't that sweet? That's so cute and so neat. But anyway, her little crayons will fit down in there. And that's excellent. So now we want this all closed up. Now we want to take our handles, not Bubba's handles, Sissy's handles. And we're going to take our handles and you want to curve them in and put them about 3 inches up, okay? Now this, I do use a glue stick. You don't have to. That's up to you. But I just hold it until I can pin it. So there's that. And I'll do the other one on this side, about 3 inches up. Fold it in, and then I'll put this one here. And then put this one right about here. Okay. Now, those are tacked down good. You're going to take your top and put it on. Make sure if you have directional fabric, you got it going the right way, okay? That's important. Now, you got all this bumpy stuff, so you're just going to match this up, okay? You may even have to pick it up to pin it, but just ouch, carefully pin your pieces together. And make sure when you're pinning that you have this even, okay? Because you don't want this to be, you don't want to sew one thing and then it just be all messed up and ugly. So make sure your fabric's together when you pin. Now when you're pinning, make sure you pull your fabric out, okay, and pin your strap. Now when we sew, I go back and forth over the strap just to give it security. But put a pin in your strap on both sides so you know that that is not going anywhere, okay? And then pin all the way around, and when you sew, you're going to leave a pretty good gap, and I usually do it on the bottom because this paper is hard to turn, so you need a bigger gap, not your just little, you'll never get it through here. You have to have almost a whole bottom to turn this, okay? So I didn't put any pins where I'm not going to sew, so I'll start and go all the way around and then stop right here. And I will let you know I am using one of these feet. This one is specifically for my baby lock and fits that, but somebody gave me one last night And I am going to keep it on my machine forever unless I have to use another foot because I absolutely love it. And it guides the fabric so easy. But anyways, I am sewing with one of these to make it easier. But I'm just going to go do this and then we'll be back. I've sewn it all the way around. Make sure you clip your corners. Don't clip your thread. This is make it just lay flat. You know how it is. I'm a corner trimmer, okay? So now you're going to flip it. And this is, like I said, hard to flip. So you're going to just pull. But when you have this big old space, it makes it so much easier because this stuff is so, you hear it? Put up my mic. You hear it? It's terrible. But anyways, if it's that loud, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll just turn this in my own time. You want to poke your corners out real good, okay? This is important. Poke them out real good. It'll help it all be even. All right? It's all out. Now, you have a lot to turn in, okay? So when you iron it, just turn this one in and iron it. Don't worry about that one. Then flip it over, turn the other one in, and iron it all the way down. And then you can mash those two together. I'm personally going to iron this one first, and then I'll mess with the fabric. Okay? Now before I top stitch this, I'm going to pull this down to meet this, and I am going to pin it. Okay? Now I could have glued it, but I didn't want to glue it. But I am going to pin it. It's not matching up even, so I'll have to stretch it a little bit. I don't know what the world went happen there. Went happen. But anyway, now I'm just going to top stitch all the way around. Make sure you keep your straps out, okay? Oh, and also while I'm over there, I'm going to follow my line. Oh, it's gone. I ironed it out. Y'all. I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to iron a line. And then I'm going to sew right down the middle. One stitch down the middle. And there you go. See my stitch down the middle. All the way around. Make sure you get all your strings off. You can make these to any size. You just have to measure your scribble pad or whatever you put in there. There's her notebook all snug in there. And then I can just stick her crayon pack in here, or I can tuck it back here. But so it won't get lost, I'm going to tuck it in here. But there's her little pack. Ain't that sweet? I might, if I was personalizing this, I would have embroidered their name on there, or you can do it in vinyl. I may do it in vinyl and just put their names on them. But there they are. They're so cute, and I like the shorter strap. That's way too long, but I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. And ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And remember, you are a blessing. Goodbye.